It's time for another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the private videos, questions, and comments and help you with your hot lineup decisions. We are getting close to the end of Team of the Week for the men's side. The female side will happen this Friday. This is being recorded on Thursday, so I expect a lot of questions in regards to Team of the Year in this episode. As we get closer to the end, I myself am grinding to get that last Team of the Year card. I'm trying for Matthew Tkachuk, so I will be spending today and tomorrow all the way up to the deadline. It looks like the Team of the Year men's cards will stay in sets and in the game until 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm just going off of the set timer that I'm seeing in game. They did release at 1 on Friday. I don't know when the women's one will release. I don't know if there's any word on it, but it looks like the men's one will run until 5 p.m. If it changes, I'll let you know. All right, let's get into the questions from the prior episode. Again, if you want your question answered on the next video, subscribe with notifications on. And then you'll see this video, put a question in, and I'll get to it. If I don't get to your question, come check me out live. I go live every day on Twitch, twitch.tv/nosleeves12, and 2 p.m. Eastern time there. I'll answer your question live if I don't get to it. So Bruce says, hey, buddy, currently have built McDavid and Miro, and have probably enough to get 3 more. Oh, my God. Okay. I built 7 skaters last year as I felt I might as well build as many as I can. I ended up dropping a few to line 3 and 4. Do you think I should go for 5 or 6 this year, or just save for the future and have more fluid lineup for the rest of the year? I'm assuming you meant 7 skaters. That means you built some of the women team of the year as well. In all honesty, if you want the best possible team, I would build 5, not including Allmark. That'd probably be the best way to go in terms of just what you should do with your resources. I'll be honest with you, though. Having 5 Team of the Year cards, including the Team Builder cards, means that you pretty much have almost your entire lineup locked in. There is a downfall of that. So if you're not particularly huge on Cale Makar or Matthew Tkachuk, then maybe avoid them. But definitely make McKinnon, 1,000%. Hey, Slaves, it's funny you brought up that you thought the Drysdale trade was a joke with that graphic. I thought the same thing and had to double check before I believed it. My question. Sorry if I sound like shit. By the way, guys, I've got a really bad cold. My whole family did. My wife was sick. My son was sick. So it's my turn. Apologize. I did double check. My question is, I'm looking for a third line center. I'm targeting 89 or 90 Matthews or Draisaitl, but both of them have been mid 80s faceoffs. Do you think it's more important to have 90s faceoffs or centers that can score like Matthews? Good question. Yeah, that the graphic they used for the Drysdale trade, it was like. It didn't have like enough Anaheim Duck or Flyers stuff on it. It was like blue. And yeah, I literally thought it was, yeah, it's funny because I listen to a lot of podcasts too, and they all thought the exact same thing. Anyways, the face-off thing is so, it's extremely important. It is. And the better you are at face-offs, the higher the face-off rating. Like, if you're not good at face-offs, it really doesn't matter either way. Like, if you don't understand the counters and how to actually win draws, it really won't matter all that much. If you want to go and watch my NHL 23 face-off video that I put together, it's exactly the same. That said, the new 92 Matthews came out. I would save for him. He's going to be very expensive. But the problem with the 89-90 Matthews or Draisaitl is that they both kind of get replaced. Like, they're not exactly the fastest guys. So soon you're going to see guys just kind of blow by them. That's probably where I would go. Or if you want a stopgap, especially for a third line, that new Mike Pekka, or Bobby Holik or Elias Lindholm, like any of those guys with 99 draws, they're very good. What do you think of Bedard's chances for the Calder now that he's injured? He was the only next gen I was able to make because I was out of town for most of the event. Also, any guesses on who another 99 choice player could be, along with Makar and Bedard? Maybe Team of the Year snub player like Quinn, Poster, or Cooch. So what he's referring to, guys, is the 99, the quest to 99 or whatever they call it in game, the XP sets that come out every week. I don't know the exact date. I think it's after 40 weeks. So I think its launch was October 1st. What's 40 weeks from October 1st? 40 weeks from October 1, 2023. We're looking at, that can't be right. July 8th? It's that late into the year. Good Lord. All right, so that's right after this day. Is that right? Man, I thought it was earlier than that. Anyways, so when you've done all 40, you'll get a free 99 from that set. Makar is one, and we've seen what he looks like in his abilities in the video that I made, the Hut deep dive. And then we've got the Connor Bedard is for sure one as well, but we don't know the other ones. If I were to guess, I think they left it open so that it's the players that had the biggest impact on the year. So yeah, I would guess that Quinn gets one for sure because he's had such an incredible season. Pasta and Cooch as well. I'm trying to think of a goaltender because I'm sure they'll give a goalie option. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. I'm not sure. But yeah, those are solid selections now. In terms of Bedard's Calder chances, like as it stands right now on January 11th, he was kind of running away to the point where like no one was even close. Marco Rossi, as it stands right now, is the next closest in points, and he's 9 back. Adam Fantilli as well, also 9 back. He's probably, it said he's going to miss about 6 to 8, or I think it was like over a month, like 6 to 8 weeks. So we're looking at like March probably. The issue is unless Rossi, Fantilli, or even Luke Hughes has a really strong shot at it as well because a defenseman, Luke Hughes is probably the winner right now, just based on the fact that he is 1 point back of Rossi and Fantilli, and he's a defenseman. It's probably Luke Hughes, in my guess, if everything stays the same. But the thing is that Bedard had 33 points in 39 games, and it's a voted on award. They're gonna try and give it to Bedard. Like, it's the biggest market. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not marketing, but like you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's really hard for them to not give it to Bedard. But I think the same thing happened to McDavid though. McDavid didn't win the Calder, if memory serves. So because of that big injury that he had. So I would say it's still 50-50 because if he comes back, he's going to score like another, however, he's basically a point per game player. So am I wasting McDavid by putting him at center? No, not at all. The second you get the puck with him, like, you're gone. I think that the advantage of playing him on the wing or any card that has a 99 speed is that in the lower divisions, so like Division 3 and below, people struggle with timing at the blue line and defending the rush. So when you get a guy that has 99 speed and you're just beelining on the wing, players will often try to meet you at the exact point, and they miss quite often. And that's why having a winger is so impactful in that situation. But no, you're not. Should I buy Base McDavid? Just started at Christmas, no money spent. Base McDavid is probably still one of the best values in the game. He'll continue to be so. He's basically now the cheapest price of an 86. I'd probably wait like another week, and he probably falls even more when Team of the Year's over. But no, Base McDavid is one of the best buys. He's probably the first buy I would do if you would just started for the rest of the year. Howdy, hope the date night with the wifey was good. So, lineup question, I have Mr. Hockey at 92 at the moment, and I think it's time to move on from Shanahan. Oh my God, dude. The fact that you have a team where you can move on from Shanahan. Would you switch in Gordy for Shanahan? Always keep up the great work. I'm loving the content as always. Thank you, man. Oh, God. I score so much with Shanahan now. If you aren't activating any abilities, then yes, probably Gordy out. Is it me? Is there no decent goalies this year, like over 85? It's because it honestly is probably because of progression. So, but because progression is so slow this year, and again, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I really don't. I think that in the grand scheme of things, 99 Hut is the worst experience in Hockey Ultimate Team. The game is not designed to play like that. So them lowering progression to make it so slow. The issue is that there's really no breakaway other than Team of the Year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these cards are clearly better, or team builders. And, in terms of goaltending, they're always going to depend on how you play defense. But, like there's just so whatever. It's whoever you have the most confidence in. It's funny because at the beginning of the year, goalie stats matter because shooting stats don't get high enough to be able to beat goaltenders on just shots. That's why Markstrom was so good at the beginning of the year. But now so many players have either high 90 shooting or they have shooting boost and sniper forward as a combo, and that raises their shot by like 4 and 5 almost. So it's like, pulled 85 power up icon. Henrik from Champs. Keep sell. He's going for 80K. Sell. Probably a sell. No, it is a sell. Hey, Slaves, I have Team of the Year Makar and McDavid. I have enough for one more discounted one, either Makar or Kachuk. I have Makar at 89, so I can power him up and trade in. I also have Kachuk's X Factor not powered up, but I have the power up collectibles to get him. Should I go with Makar or Kachuk's Team of the Year? I've loved Makar's X Factor all year, so I'm leaning towards him. And also because Kachuk would be second line right wing behind McDavid. Thanks for all the hard work, brother. I'm in this situation. I am going to go Kachuk for the simple reason that Makar's X Factor is arguably better in terms of abilities. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for his upgrades, but he's almost 99 speed. He's at 97 if memory serves. And Kachuk's X Factor is brutal. It's not good. And at some point, we're going to get upgrades, and his speed will have to jump up quite a bit. And then at 99, Kachuk is better than McDavid. Or Makar, in my opinion. Mad appreciation for all the work you do, Sleeves. I appreciate it, man. I'm legally blind with a very small visual field. I regularly get 10 to... Brother, first of all, that's incredible. Second of all, you just made like 3,000 people just feel absolutely garbage about themselves, myself included, because someone who's legally blind gets more wins, the same amount of wins that I do. That's unbelievable, dude. But now my defenders can't keep up with some of the high-end cards, and my opponents are forcing cross creases through because I can't see both skaters at the same time. Are there any fast defensemen besides Makar that you'd recommend so I can reliably just cover the winger and pray that my goalie can stop a shot? I can make Willie Mitchell, but I prefer Madonna as he'd overtake my 88 center as my line one center. You know what I would do? I would try and get any defenseman that has quick pick. And I would focus my team on making sure my defenseman had gold or at least silver quick pick. Because in your situation, like, it's just going to be very difficult. Like, there's no, you're going to have to rely on the defenseman being covered. So Willie Mitchell would be a great option. However, Madonna is so much better than Sakic. I would still go Sakic first, but then Willie Mitchell. But I would go out and look for quick pick. Can I trouble you for 2 female predictions, Harvey and Knight? Otherwise, I'd make Allmark. You're going to probably get, I would say Taylor Heisey and Hillary Knight for sure, I think. Those would be my guesses, like locks. Hey, Slaves, what should I do if I'm a few Team of the Year collectibles short of getting McKinnon? Traded all my fodder except main squad. Should I trade in my wife and kids? For legal reasons, my lawyer has advised me to inform you that this is a joke. How many collectibles are you away? It seems like I might be able to make it, but I appreciate your reply. Yeah, my rule here would be trade in everything that isn't like your top 2 lines. Like, I would do everything to avoid trading in old MSPs, but you got to understand, guys, that once you can't make Team of the Year cards, you're never getting them. It's $1 million plus. And all the other like MSPs that you have are going to be replaced at some point anyways. Okay. What should I do with my 300,000 coins? I want to spend them, but everything in the auction house is overpriced due to Team of the Year. Thanks. Keep it the grind. I would buy and make the team builder cards if you don't have them, because right now the NHL gold players are going for like the bare minimum, and the team builders will start to slowly become less and less great, but they will still be in your lineup for like another month, and then when February comes, you want to be in a position where you can immediately get the new ones. Hey, Saves, would you say you have to use meta cards to be successful? Been using the World Junior Lekamaki and Philip Messer, and I prefer both of them over the 89s of Vinjet. Lekamaki doesn't have any amazing abilities, though, and I'm wondering if that would let me down when I'm playing higher-skilled opponents. Thanks for the help. Sensi says, you got to use what you play best with, not what other plays best with. If you notice them start to not play well, then you got to switch it up. So, no, I don't think you need to use meta cards. It is whatever you play best with. I agree with that. There is no argument to be made, however, though, that using certain cards that have gold unstoppable force or things like that are going to perform better for the majority of the player base. If something just doesn't work for you, then that's fine, right? Then you got to move on. But if you're having fun with these cards and you're doing well, that's probably it. There's cards all the time that I've run into that should be great and they're not. But then there's cards like Team of the Year McDavid or McKinnon or Mike Madonna or Regier. You know what I mean? Like those are like meta cards that have great meta abilities, and it's like those are going to be better for you. What's up, slaves? Appreciate the consistent, helpful content. No problem, buddy. Typical team of the year question. I already built Makar and Miko team of the Makar and Miko. Okay. I have McDavid's X. I'm assuming he meant McKinnon. I have McDavid's X Factor tradable, which I haven't upgraded yet. I have enough power ups to upgrade. Question is, do I sell McDavid's X Factor and build Kachuk's team of the year in hopes of pulling McDavid in my X Factor? Oh, man. Oh, I would not rely on pulling McDavid in my monthly X Factor pack. I would not. So, I would... Oh, God, he's tradable. No, I'd make McDavid's team of the year. What up, T-Man? Yo, slaves, thinking about grabbing Howe to add to my lineup. I'm leaning into Total Eclipse, Increase Crasher, as I love point shots and creating chaos in front of the net. Do you think he'll still hold up late game with his size, or just a kind of a fun run for the next few months? I think Howe is like 6'2", isn't he? Or 6'1"? No, he should be fine. Hey, slaves, great content. Keep up the work, brother. I was thinking last night during a game that they talked about anticipation on saves. Maybe they could be. Maybe that could be an attribute for goalies if it's not already. Just thought I'd throw it out there. The new instincts ability. That's what it does. So there's actually an anticipation mechanic in game now for manual goaltenders. But I guess like the instincts one increases it for the AI goalies as well, which is why it's one of the better ones. Hey slaves. So I just I've got excuse me. I've got an unfortunate and unique situation where I'm going to be in Kenya for a couple months before I'm back in Europe. So, one of you've got any tips for making offline play fun? Bonjour and Jambo from Kenya, I guess. God, offline gameplay sucks. Like, play franchise mode. For Hut, though, like, I mean, there's people that love squad battles, but in all honesty, I would make a theme team. That's the only way I would find to make it any sort of fun. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Who Should You Choose? Thank you again for watching. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on to get your question answered in the next video. And again, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions live. Join my Twitch chat. The link is down below, twitch.tv/NoSleeves12. I'll hope to see you there. Have a good one.